I have a special guest here for today's video. This is my fiance, Jake. We have now been together for over 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And on December 27th of 2020, we got engaged, which we're super excited about. Right?
Yes. I didn't know that was a question.
On my Instagram, I've been sharing a lot of our planning process for the wedding. It's only been about a month now that we've been engaged, but we've started wedding planning, going through the process, and I've been just kind of sharing my tips and tricks so far and what we've been doing. And a lot of people have been interested and wanted to hear about our relationship, how we met, how Jake proposed. So I asked you guys to ask some questions for us to answer, and somehow I convinced Jake to sit down and make this video with me, so he's here. And we're very thankful. So the first question that was asked by a lot of different people is, how did you and Jake meet?
7th grade.
7th grade.
We didn't start dating in 7th grade though.
No. That was my first year in public school. I went to private Catholic school my entire life up until then. I had worn uniforms my entire life up until that year. I had not experienced the outside world. And I quickly became very obsessed with Twilight. And that was how you broke the ice.
Yes.
To talk to me.
Yeah. I asked you if you were Team Edward or Team Jacob.
And I said,
Team Jacob.
Because
werewolves are hotter.
But I mean, it kind of worked out at the end. It was like foreshadowing. You're Jacob.
Right.
I was dating other people in high school and was never really looking until the end of senior year. I think I saw you either in the hallway or the lunchroom, and I looked at you and thought, man, he's really attractive. Why have I not noticed before? With your Bieber cut.
My Justin Bieber haircut.
So then my friend Rachel, she said that her locker was next to his, and she said that she could put in a good word for me if I wanted, and I figured we were graduating in a few days. If you didn't like me, I really had nothing to lose. I was never going to see you again if you didn't like me. So I said, what the heck, why not? And she talked to you. I got your number, right?
Yeah.
I had to text you.
Yes. I got really nervous. I'd never really dated, and I remember Victoria, she always caught my eye when she was around. Problem was she was never around.
Okay.
So we had that one class together in 7th grade. Never saw her anywhere else in that school besides that one class. And I always thought she was really pretty. And she was always very interesting to me. And I always wanted to get to know her more, but was also too shy to try that.
So it took me contacting you first.
Yeah. And then high school, anytime your name was brought up in conversation, I always wanted to know more. So I told Rachel to give Victoria my number and she could text me if she wanted to talk to me.
Right.
And she did the next day.
Mm-hmm. And now we're here. How did you know he was the one? I don't know that there was one singular moment, and I think it was kind of like that for you too. It's over the course of time. But something that piqued my interest was the fact that he had never dated anybody. And whenever you told me that, I thought you were joking just to make me feel good. I literally was like, no, that can't be true. I think Rachel asked you who you have dated before, and you were like, nobody. And we both laughed and we're like, okay, yeah, like who? And you're like, no, nobody. Yeah. And that very much caught my attention and just made me feel really special then, that you were talking to me and hanging out with me. but also, I mean, you're just a very different person. You look at life very differently than most people, and but in like a really good way. And so that was something that was unique to me. It was like whenever I would overreact for some reason, instead of getting really like angry or mad and then we would start to fight, you would just be very calm in every situation, which is like an amazing quality to have. And so that made me kind of try to mimic that. So it makes me a better person. Everybody always says when you find the person you know, and that seems so ridiculous until it actually happens. That's my take.
I like that take. I mean, the one moment that popped in my head just a minute ago was on your birthday, before we had even started dating. So we graduated the end of May, and Victoria's birthday is June 5th. And so that's like just a couple weeks later. Victoria had invited me to her birthday party.
We love a good party.
And it was a pool party. And I brought flowers, but I left them in the car because I didn't want to show up with flowers in front of everybody. And I wasn't sure who was going to be there, if it was just going to be like her girlfriends plus me, or like a bunch of people. And it was a bunch of people. And we had fun and everything, and then one by one people started to leave, and I was sticking around. And
which also kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't sure if you were gonna like stay or not.
Well, I had a gift.
I didn't know that. This was like a week after we had started talking, a week or two.
Yeah.
So it's like very new.
But once the last person left, she shut the door behind them, turned around, and she looked real bashful, which was really cute. And then she like charged at me.
Okay, no.
And like basically tackled me.
No, you're such a liar.
No. There was force behind this hug. It was a hug. She didn't like tackle me onto the couch, but there was some force behind this hug.
I just like
and
walked up to you and like gave you a good hug.
It was very fast.
Okay.
It was lightning quick. There was some momentum there.
Okay.
And I really liked that. I wouldn't say that was the defining moment where I knew you were the one, but that was one that made me feel really special. Most important is like communication.
Yeah.
And like,
which I was really bad at first.
yes.
That's what I mean about him making me a better person.
But the thing is like, she listened. And that's something that I don't see out of anybody else.
Well, let's just offend everybody watching.
Yeah, you're bad at listening. And even if you think you're not, you are. I'm bad at listening. She's
still
bad at listening. But we know how to deal with each other.
Yeah.
And that's important to me. Like I want to, like, even no matter how high emotions are, you know, at some point we can talk to each other.
There's another question down here that says, did you pick the ring or did he?
You pretty much picked
I pretty much picked it because we had gone a couple times and I found, I don't know if you can see a close-up of the ring with my crown ring, but I pretty much found the band and then decided I liked an oval style stone, and then you kind of just ran with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Sia's. I sent him a picture, told him this band.
Yeah.
What type of stone, what size stone, and he said, okay, I'll have it. Come on in.
Done. How did Jake propose?
Terribly.
No! So you had the ring, I think, when I competed for Miss USA, right?
I
You
did.
already had it.
I picked it up while you were in Memphis, but I hadn't left yet.
Basically, when I didn't win, I kind of knew it was coming because we've been dating for over 6.5 years, and I pretty much would ask him every single day when he was going to propose. It was kind of a running joke at this point.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. every day.
One more time?
Every day. There were no
At
breaks.
least you knew that I
There-
wanted to marry you.
Very much.
He asked me if over Christmas, like after Christmas, that
Mhm.
following weekend, if I wanted to go on a date to a little town nearby called Ligonier, which is like the cutest Hallmark Channel little city that you ever did see. And so I immediately called his mom and said, I need an emergency nail appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
I didn't know. I thought you were just getting your nails done. I was like, oh, that's good timing. I didn't realize that.
Oh,
it was
no.
Like, I didn't
Oh
know.
no.
I thought you already had that planned.
That day came and, you know, I got like real prettied up just in case. And then when we were driving there, so I had said that I would really love if we had photos of that moment because like I'm a photo person and I love to like look back on memories and be able to like see our emotions, our reactions, and so I said I'd really love if we could have photos when we were engaged.
Yeah.
And so he contacted London Kate Photography, and she's amazing. But when we were driving to Ligonier, his texts pop up on his dash in his car, and a text popped up from someone named London Kate.
Yeah.
And I literally said out loud, "Who's London Kate?" And then when I said it, I went. So we parked and he seemed like nervous and I knew it was coming, and he said, do you want to take a picture in front of the Diamond, which is like the middle of the town where they have a really cute gazebo and like Christmas decorations and everything. And he said, do you want to, you know, take a picture in front of the gazebo? Jake never wants to take photos. Jake would never ask to take a photo anywhere at any point in time. So I was like,
Yeah.
I sure do. And I was just
You know what's stupid is I thought I was like in my head I asked that question, you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is going well.
But I was like playing along because then we like walked up in front of the gazebo and you were like kind of looking around and looked nervous, and I was like, so are we taking this on my phone or and then he turned and like kind of took my hands and then like hugged me and he said Victoria, and I went, oh no.
Yeah, she said oh no, and my first thought was, oh crap, I messed up.
I meant it as like, oh no, like it's happening.
Yeah, I was like, oh jeez, do I even
I'm so sorry.
playing off? And I was like, no, I'm tired of not doing this.
I'm sorry. It was just it just came out. I like wasn't sure if I was gonna cry or not because I knew like it was coming and it was happening. But then
A little bit.
he got on his knee and like pulled out the ring and opened the ring box, and then I did cry and I was like, oh my goodness.
Pulled out the ring box backwards, opened it, didn't work.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Oh yeah,
No.
I tried to open it the wrong way and it didn't open, so I had to turn it around. And then I was afraid I was gonna open it upside down.
Oh, but yeah, so I said yes, and then Kate popped out and started taking lots of photos. But the best part about our engagement story
Yeah.
is as soon as Jake's knee hit the ground, a bush 10 feet over burst into flames.
Caught on fire, yeah, it started smoking. I propose, I get up from my knee and I see everybody looking our way, like the whole Diamond looking our way. And I'm like, oh God, everybody's watching. Like, I didn't want everybody, I get nervous.
Mhm.
So I didn't want everybody watching. I'm like, man, everybody's watching us. And then all of a sudden people start yelling fire.
And I was like, I know it's fire, but...
Okay.
And
That one.
the police chief came in his house slippers and his pajamas,
Yeah,
which was great.
yeah.
And they put out the fire. And, you know, we said that was God approving our engagement, because as soon as your knee hit the ground, God sent a burning bush as a sign. So that's the take that we're going with.
That's what we're rolling with.
Okay, so more of like, I guess, wedding questions. Somebody asked, do you have a theme set yet? I guess for me, how I have always like imagined my wedding is like somewhat of an Italian influence, because my mom is pretty much like 100% Italian, so I've grown up with a very heavy Italian influence in my life. So I mean, imagine like playing like Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, maybe Patrizio, pasta, maybe cannolis. Oh my god, can we get a little gelato cart?
Maybe.
What has been your favorite part of wedding planning? We are still really in like the beginning stages of wedding planning. We're still trying to set everything. But favorite part so far is just, for me, actually making concrete plans and decisions, because this is something that I've thought about like every single day for our like entire relationship, is how much I want to get married to you and like our wedding and all that stuff. So, and I've always dreamed of that. So just like actually being able to like do it.
I think it's been going on like tours of venues and stuff. Just seeing places that we would potentially have a wedding ceremony at.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Will there be macarons at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yes. What season are you wanting? So this is kind of tough at the moment, because we're still trying to decide on that. And that kind of bleeds into the next question. People said, where/when is the big day?
Sorry.
So we're not even trying to plan anything for this year, because everything's really still up in the air because of COVID.
And everything's already pretty much booked.
And everything's pretty much cooked. Yeah. Somebody asked if I am going to vlog the wedding planning process. I think that would be really fun. You know, wedding dress shopping. Yeah, I definitely want to do some vlogs. So stay tuned for that. And we're done.
We're done.
We're done. Thanks so much for watching and for submitting all of your questions. Leave a comment if you're getting married, if you're wedding planning, what you guys are doing. Be really interested to see and hear some tips from other brides. And thank you for agreeing to do this video.
You're welcome.
I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Like I have my arm on.
Ran to the spot, so nobody. You gotta cut that out because I spit. He said, really scored up. And I said, thanks. My grandma thinks so too. It was like when we started dating, and like a few times after that too, but who's counting?
With the conversation, like communication, I'm glad that I'm boring you.
Just tired.
No, like trying to figure everything. Oh my god. Concrete.
I'm really trying hard not to yawn.
Okay, so like talk to these people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna yawn. I'll get 1 and 2.
Nice. Teamwork.